It really doesn't get much easier than this. Hit it with some salt, an essential in almost every meal I cook throughout the day. Set it and forget it. This is actually gonna cut your cook time way down. That is perfect, look at that. Match made in heaven, quick, easy, and delicious. What's going on, guys? Michael Chernow here, founder of Seymour's and co-founder of the Meatball Shop here in New York City, and you are watching Essentials with Michael Chernow. I am super excited to be able to partner up with NEOU to focus on a few awesome, simple, healthy recipes and ingredients that I use in my daily life. Today, we're gonna talk about asparagus, and we're gonna talk about cremini mushrooms. I use asparagus a lot, specifically when asparagus is in season, late spring, summer, into the fall. But you can really use asparagus year-round because it's grown in places all over the world. This is what I like to do with asparagus. You can do a lot of things with asparagus. In the summertime, it's awesome to be outside and throw asparagus on the grill. But when you're at home and you're cooking for yourself, for your family, for your friends, asparagus is just an easy ingredient to cook with, okay? What you wanna do with asparagus is this part right here is useless. The white part is useless. The green is all you really wanna work with. And I cut the butts off. That's what this is called, the butt of the asparagus. So I cut this off because this stuff is gonna be really hard to chew through once you're cooking, all right? So I take the butts off. If I was throwing asparagus directly on the grill, or if I was doing some sort of a fancy preparation, I would probably cook asparagus whole, just like that. But because I'm using the asparagus for my meal prepping or for a dish that I'm about to cook right now, I like to cut them into smaller pieces so they're easier to cook and they cook faster. So I cut them in about 2-inch pieces, okay? Pretty much just like this. And that's how I like to cook my asparagus for when I'm doing something simple and a la minute right now. I'm gonna talk to you guys about mushrooms as well. So these are cremini mushrooms. They're really simple mushrooms to work with. They don't have like an intense flavor profile. The way you clean mushrooms is with a paper towel, right on the top of the mushroom, you essentially just wipe the dirt off, okay? Once you've done with that, you take your mushrooms and you put them on your cutting board, and you basically just wanna take the majority of the stem off because this part of the stem is really tough, it's really hard, and it's not that awesome to cook with. The way I cut my mushrooms is now that I have a flat surface, I can put this mushroom right here on the cutting board, and I actually cut it just like this. And as you can see, cutting them into nice thin slices is a classic pairing, mushrooms and asparagus. It's two of my favorite vegetables. I love cooking them together. They taste really good together. All right, so we have our mushrooms, we have our asparagus. Now, I've got a pan on the stovetop right here. I'm gonna put it on medium heat. I'm gonna add a little olive oil. Okay? And then I'm gonna go in with my asparagus first. And then once your asparagus starts to feel like it's about halfway done, which I'm gonna show you, then you can add your mushrooms because mushrooms take no time to cook. All right? I season my asparagus here just like that. Kind of just let that go for a little bit. If you want to speed up the process, you can actually take a lid and you can put a lid on it. Just like that. Little helps speed up the process a little bit. And that'll be about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll check it and then I'll throw on my mushrooms. See you in a few. So, my asparagus is starting to look like we're getting somewhere. I can smell the aroma of asparagus. I love the way asparagus smells when it's cooking. So now that it's about halfway done, I'm gonna take my mushrooms. And I'm gonna throw my mushrooms right on the asparagus. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. Not too much, just a little bit. and I'm gonna season those mushrooms. One question I get all the time, how do you know when it's done? You give it a taste, and if it's at the proper texture that you're looking for, and taste you're looking for, well, you, my friend, are done. Perfect. Take my asparagus and my mushrooms. I'm gonna bring them over to a plate. And that looks like a fancy side dish that you'd get in any high-end restaurant in the world. Asparagus and mushrooms are awesome to eat alone as a side. They're also really, really delicious in morning omelets. So check out my segment on my favorite morning omelets. And I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on Essentials with Michael Chernow. Until the next one.